Police officers and first responders wear badges to let their communities know they are here to protect and serve. But it comes at a price. Samantha Horwitz and John Salerno work with police departments across the country to bring valuable recovery, insight resources, and workshops. A Badge of Honor TV brings those professionals to you so we can come together and revitalize communities through a better understanding of what's at stake and what's required for repair. So take a load off and turn up your TV. It's about to get real.
Hey, welcome to A Badge of Honor TV with John and Sam on this Mental Wellness Monday. We are proudly brought to you by the OBBM Network, and we have an amazing show for you today. You know, each week we bring the wellness aspect in tragedy and the to get healthy mode. Today we're going to be talking about saving lives in a whole different aspect of it, and we are so honored to have our guests that are joining us here today. Sam, how you doing?
Hey, doing great, John. Yeah, real quick with OBBM, thank you. They are responsible for streaming all over. So big announcement, because we're syndicated on OBBM Network TV, which means if you go to hyperlocalloop.com, you can watch us in whatever city you're watching from. So that's kind of cool. Hyperlocalloop.com. For those of you guys listening on your favorite podcast app. So it doesn't matter where you are now, you can tune us in every single Monday. You know, it's back to school. We said last week, this is part 2 of a topic that is really important and often overlooked. When we talk about kids and safety, because back to school, we're not kids anymore. We're seasoned folks. We always think active shooter, right? Well, that's one facet of it. What about those first aid needs in school, particularly choking? We see it every day. Unfortunately, people can lose their lives from choking on whatever it is, and choking is the 4th leading cause of death for kids, which I did not know. We're going to talk more about that with our guest from the Westyn Mandrell Foundation and how they worked with an amazing inventor and CEO of LifeVac, Arthur Lih, to create LifeVac, put it in first responders' vehicles, in their rigs, and time again we hear stories that come across our feeds about how the LifeVac was instrumental in saving people's lives. So the Westyn Mandrell Foundation and Arthur Lih, LifeVac got together. We've got legislation that has passed in Texas thanks to the foundation's testimony. And so we're going to expand on that. So John, you want to do a lead in, or you got any more?
Well, I was going to do a lead in, but you know, I'm going to keep it positive. I just do want to say one thing. The last 7 days have been pretty difficult for a lot of people in the first responder mental health wellness field. You know, we lost Kurt Solomon, and now today we lost Karen. They found her body. It's not confirmed yet through the MEs, but they are pretty sure. The police reports came out. You know, this was tragedy all around. It had no good outcome to it. And, you know, Karen was essential in, you know, building our monument here in Texas. And I just want to display it real quick because I have the exact replica, the small monument that sits here in Texas in Rockwall. You know, let the investigation play out, please. The online comments have been somewhat nasty in some parts. You know, have respect for the family. 2 boys are going, and a family is going through a very, very, very rough time. Our first responders are dealing with a lot of rough issues right now. So please do not pass judgment. Hold their family in your prayers, and let's try to help them heal and get through this. And may Kurt and Karen rest in eternal peace. Absolutely. So with LifeVac, you know, I got involved in LifeVac probably close to 10 years ago, a little bit after the 6th or 7th save of LifeVac. Now they're up over 6,000. Arthur has, and he'll tell the story. It's very warming, very, very emotional. But what came out of it is such an amazing, life-saving tool. So whenever you want to bring, let's introduce him
on this stage here. Hey, Arthur, welcome to A Badge of Honor TV.
Well, hello and thank you. Unfortunately, I can't hear John.
You can't hear me?
You.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Well, that's new because the New Yorkers usually, have that connection where they're always.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'll try, and if John sends me messages or in the comments to ask you questions, we'll do it that way. But Arthur, welcome to the show. Tell everybody watching and listening on their favorite podcast app a little bit about you and your background and how you came to create LifeVac.
Well, I worked in college in transportation. I drove a truck to get myself through college, and I basically just stayed in that business for 30 years and built a company. I sold it. I was 47. I was pretty much retired. I had a couple of years left on a contract, and I heard of a 7-year-old that choked to death. And my daughter at the time was 7, and I had taken the first aid course when she was born, and I felt comfortable that I was trained to do what needed to be done. But when I found out it didn't work on this 7-year-old, I really was scared. And I went home that night and I researched, how often it happens. It's, 5,000 people a year die, a child every 5 days, very susceptible to the young. And I said, I got to do something. And it really was set out to save her. Like, I had no grandiose visions of changing the world. But, I talked to God about it, and he kind of said, how are you going to have this thing that could save your kid? And then I hear about someone like the Westyn Mandrell child, Westyn. How do I live with myself? So I persevered to bring it to public.
It is amazing, and like John said, it's over 6,000 saves, right, John?
Yeah, I'm looking at the 6,200, something like that.
Yeah, lifevac.net. I put the website up so you can see all the amazing things, and it really is unbelievable. And what makes this, people, folks, if you're listening, it's like choking, okay, big deal. Like I said, it's the 4th leading cause of death for kids, and this LifeVac is so simple to use. That's why we're doing this dual show, because there it is. Arthur, you had mentioned the Westyn Mandrell Foundation. So let's bring Mercedes, Debbie, and Mariah onto the show. Welcome, you guys. Can you hear us and see us?
Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Can you guys hear me? Because Arthur can't.
I can hear John.
Yep,
All right.
I can hear both of y'all.
All right. So it's a New York thing, partner. Sorry.
Just real quick, while Arthur's got it in his hand, if you can relay, the simplicity of this device regarding place, push, and pull. It's a 3-minute video to learn how to use it. And I know he has it in his hand, and it is such an amazing, an easy tool for anybody to use, no matter age, size, anything that, that can encumber you.
Yeah. So Arthur, John is talking about how easy it is to use the LifeVac. When we got Debbie back, before we go into the place, what was it? Place,
push, pull.
Push, pull. Mercedes, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us about Westyn and why you guys created the foundation.
Of course. My name is Mercedes, and I am Westyn's mother. And Westyn was 18 months old when he was at home with his grandma, and he started choking on a piece of fruit. And she ended up having to call the ambulance, and she kept thinking that when the ambulance got there, they were going to do something special. She kept waiting for them to pull out a magical tool to make it okay. They didn't the LifeVac on the truck. He ended up having that, and we were just beside ourselves. We were approached by one of our police officer friends from town, and he had heard of the LifeVac, and he wanted to run it by us, make sure it was okay if we approved and wanted to help getting it in every first responder vehicle in town. And that's really what started our our whole goal. It became to just make sure that everybody knew about them, and we could get them in as many places as we could. So that's really started off our whole journey.
And there are more and more first responders. We hear stories, local in Texas and across the U.S. that have LifeVac in either their car, if they're police officers, or as part of their rig. So what the first responders, it's getting out there into the community. And the awareness about it. We've got to take our first break. So when we come back, we will dive deeper into the LifeVac with Arthur and Westyn Mandrell Foundation with Debbie, Mercedes, and Mariah. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% US-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Hey, welcome back to A Badge of Honor TV with John and Sam. We are discussing LifeVac. You know, when it comes to devices can you hear me?
Yeah, John.
I can. Yeah, now I can.
Yeah, we have to continue with Patriot Mobile because we've got a huge announcement. That's okay. Huge announcement. Okay, every week I ask John if he likes free mobile service. Well, how would you like to have 3 months at 50% off? So right now, this is a back to school special. You're going to get 50% off all wireless plans for 3 months. That's all wireless plans, no matter which one you sign up for. Go to patriotmobile.com/badge or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code B Bravo 2 S Sierra 50. That's B Bravo 2 S Sierra 50 for 50% off all wireless plans for 3 months. Just call them. Just go to our landing page, patriotmobile.com/badge. You'll see it there. You sign up right now, 50% off all wireless plans for 3 months. The difference between Patriot Mobile and the other guys, you put your values where your money where your values are. So sign up for Patriot Mobile. Sorry, partner, I gotta get that plug in for Patriot Mobile.
That's okay. Hey, welcome.
Patriot Mobile.
Welcome back to A Badge of Honor. You know, we're talking about getting LifeVac into all our first responder vehicles, which is so important. You know, we also have to get them into all the schools as well, because for a good part of the day, we got back to school. A good part of the day, our children are in the hands of caregivers away from us. And, you know, both my niece and my stepdaughter are both teachers. They both carry LifeVac in their classrooms. And, it is a security blanket. It will make you feel a lot safer. And so it's not only for first responders. Teachers need it too. We got to get it in all the schools as well.
And that's where the Westyn Mandrell Foundation comes in, as they testified in Austin and Texas here. And so, Arthur, explain the ease of use, because once you guys see the way this works, it's a no-brainer that these devices should be everywhere.
Well, you know, from the beginning, I knew I'd be very nervous. I'd be very scared. I'd be very panicked. So I wanted something that was really simple. And I had made a bunch of things, and they all got too complicated. Just a little plunger. You push it, you pull it, and it sucks out what the obstruction. You can hear it. You hear that pop? So it's just a place, push, pull. And that suction sucks out the obstruction. And it really is that simple. With 6,000 plus saves now, we've had many where, they didn't know, they never used it. Someone gave it to them, and they've been successful in saving a life. Now, ideally, you watch the video, comes with a practice mask, you get comfortable with it, place, push, pull. But it's, that the goal was to make it super simple, Here, you can see Charlie now. So he's choking, right? On his face, push, quick tug up, and it pulls it out. And that's really how simple it is.
Now, Arthur, can you hear me again?
Yeah, brother.
Perfect. I want to expand on the child aspect as well. When we talk about the Heimlich maneuver, yes, that is one way to stop choking, but the size difference in a person, weight, mobility, age, if they are in a wheelchair, if they are elderly in a bed or bedridden, and they begin to choke, sometimes that Heimlich maneuver is not conducive to do. And you told me a story, it's impossible to do. Or if somebody who's pregnant and you can't get your arms around them. You told me a story that weighs heavy on me, is that a mother who had a kid who was in a wheelchair in the van, who was eating French fries and was starting to choke. And if they took the time to get him out of the van, get him out of the wheelchair and do the Heimlich maneuver, it may have been too late, but the mom had LifeVac.
Man, you're going way back. That was like save 14. And I mean, I think
it still holds near and dear to my heart.
Well, it was another one of early on, a light bulb moment of, I made it. I didn't see all the adjunct parts, the schools, the need for it as far as to make sure you're not ADA non-compliant, that those persons have no chance without a LifeVac. Now, the Red Cross recommended LifeVac if protocol failed or was not feasible. Right? We're talking about not feasible, small rescue, a big person, all the things you mentioned. And I got a chill from that because I remember that exactly. The boy's name was Rhett. And she said without it, he would have died. There was no way that she'd get him out. And there was no way that to do normal protocols, she'd have been doing chest compressions and very low chance of saving him. And depending on the affliction that you're in the wheelchair, you may not be able to pull them out and lay them on the ground. And, the law in Texas really is a huge step. The heroes at the Westyn Mandrell, Debbie and Mercedes, they're the real heroes. They suffered a loss, persevered to say, okay, well, we're going to make this not happen to others. And we got a bill. And every school, I think there's almost 1,000 schools now in Texas equipped, and we've saved 120 kids in school.
Yeah, so Debbie, Mercedes, and Mariah, you guys went to Austin, you testified, and I can only imagine how difficult that was.
True heroes.
When you all were there meeting the lawmakers, it's not every day that happens. What was it like just trying to get the message across?
Mom, do you want to add?
Mom, I think you should take that. You spoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me unmute. Debbie, you're muted. If you can unmute yourself. She might be frozen.
She's frozen. Oh, there she goes.
Oh, there she goes. Okay.
Now she's muted.
We may not be able to hear. I can tell you that traveling to Austin was something that was it was very special to our family. Watching Mom stand up there, of course, you can't imagine how it is trying to talk to our elected officials, and there's 19 of them up there. It's very, very intimidating. We waited all day. She was very nervous, but if you could just go back and hear the passion in her voice, I mean, it came directly out. And even though there was a rebuttal, it was not just heartfelt, but we came with evidence. We came with reasoning for it. We came with not a negative nature, but a positive reinforcement of how, although this may not be the first protocol you do, you have insurance for everything else. Why would you not have insurance for this?
Well,
A lot of the elected officials actually reached directly out to Mother because they're from local towns near us and said, I know Emory, I know this area, I know these kids, and we want your message to be able to make an impact. So Mom couldn't even hear the buzzer. You're only allowed to speak for so long, and she kept going past the buzzer because she was just speaking from her heart that she never heard it. And so it's very moving when you get to hear it.
Okay, can you guys
There
hear
she
me?
is.
So you were asking about the testifying for the bill at the House of Representatives.
Yeah, Mariah explained everything that went on, but for you as grandma, and to lose your gorgeous grandson, and to be able to look at these lawmakers who may not have suffered like anything like this in their entire lives, in their families' lives, friends' lives, to get across the message is like this. For me, just meeting you guys, it's not that much to ask for schools to have.
No, it's not.
And beyond, it's schools. It should be in every nursing or care facility. Should be in the emergency room.
And Sam, it goes on and on. I mean, there's no end.
Did you guys see the viral video that went out about 2 weeks ago, John? You see that?
Which one?
The police officer out in California saved another kid. Brian talked about it on Fox and Friends. It was a body cam. But the story on that is Ontario, California had a body cam video, saved a life. The little boy awarded the officer who saved him a medal, and I was there and crying. A local department saw it, got it, and they saved another life on body cam where you could see it. Part of the challenge that the team at Westyn Mandrell faced was, is it safe? Is it effective? You could see it with your own eyes, Right. And now with the FDA authorization, there's really no excuses. But, I think, I don't know if John, do you read my book?
Not yet. I'm still catching up.
We're gonna get to the book. We're not there yet in the segment.
No. I was just saying that they were at the 5,000 lives saved. I'm curious how they felt, but I was in a bad car accident. I fell asleep. My two best friends died. And it was my fault. It was an accident, but. To come back from that kind of tragedy and to say, I don't want other people to feel this way, I don't want them to experience what we have. To me, the ultimate heroes are Westyn Mandrell and some of the other people in this country like Maverick's Legacy and Colson's crew who have taken that pain and are strong enough and care enough about others to go out and say, hey, we got to stop this, I'm always amazed by that.
Let's talk about the gala that you just mentioned, and then.
I want to hear from them. I was I barely got to say hello, man.
We'll get it from Debbie, Mariah, Mercedes. We got to take another quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, everybody.
Look, when you need to respond to an aggressive situation to protect yourself, your family, or your property, understanding your firearm and legal position are critical. Officers know your skills are only as good as your commitment to training. So know what you're doing. So when you're in a vulnerable situation, we can count on your response. Whether you're a beginner or a licensed gun carrier, Carry in Texas offers basic firearms training, Texas permitless carry courses, license to carry, and basic 2A courses so you can understand the responsibilities, situational awareness, and learn the technical skill required when you carry your firearm. Go to carryintexas.com to find the right course for you. Join me, former United States Secret Service agent Samantha Horwitz on the range for beginner basics, LTC prep, and range practice. Go to carryintexas.com today. That's carryintexas.com.
Hey, welcome back to A Badge of Honor TV with John and Sam. The Mandrell Foundation, the Westyn Mandrell Foundation, and Arthur Lih, which I think he signed off again.
He must
But you know,
have gotten the phone call that kicked him off.
Mariah, you were talking, or it was I think it was Mariah was talking.
Yeah.
When you got a little rebuttal. See, this is where it weighs heavy with me, and I don't understand, because after 6,000 plus lives saved, all these testimonies, and then we'll have lawmakers who have never experienced a trauma rebuttaling something. I can't understand how there is any negativity or any, this should all be an easy step forward for every district in the country to say, we need this.
Well, and I can tell you, the nurse, we have ran into the nurse again in our community since we've actually been in Austin. And I've worked in long-term care for over 10 years. So coming from a nursing perspective, I can understand their hesitance only because it wasn't FDA approved. And what her rebuttal was, it just shouldn't be the first response, that you should go through your protocols, that you should do what you need to do. The problem is that there are so many things that come up that you can't do it. I couldn't administer Heimlich to my husband. If it's a small child, you administer it incorrectly, and you can do damage to someone's body that is irreversible. So, I mean, I can understand where the nurse's concern is. The problem is you need to take a step and look at the ease of the training, look at the ease of the use, and then go ahead and look at how many lives it saved. Again, you put insurance on your house. Why wouldn't you if the Heimlich doesn't work, it's not 100%. I mean, when you can use this across child to my long-term care residents, I mean, like I said, it's a no-brainer.
Well, I think you got an excellent point too. And from the beginning, we've always, for the last 13 years, said do protocol, and back blows, chest compressions, AHR, ARC, whichever you prefer, but you got a backup. And we don't not do CPR because we have a defibrillator. And every study I could ever find says the accessibility to additional first aid increases the likelihood of a positive outcome. So, like, to your point, and now with the FDA authorization, what are we doing?
I agree.
It's gotten ridiculous. And we have 4,000 pages of studies, 22 peer-reviewed, more information, studies, tests, medical testing, and field data than anything in history. And we still are, state of Texas, the only one that stood up and made sure it's there for every student, faculty, and staff, particularly ones with a disability. And it's like very frustrating and ridiculous. Now, we just had a God wink. Did Donna get to you, John, or you guys? You're not going to believe this.
No.
She interrupted me to tell me we just got a save, and on the save, my hair is going, a good thing I have a shirt on, that the reason they heard of it was the Westyn Mandrell Foundation, and they said thank you. Their message in how they heard of it was a thank you to the Westyn Mandrell Foundation. I swear to God, strike me down. She just broke in to tell me that.
Wow.
Well,
It's amazing.
What?
We had a life saved last night, and I assume that's the one she's speaking of.
They just filled it out as we were talking.
Yep.
Yes.
We spoke to them today.
She never calls me when I'm on something like this, so I answered because I said that.
Well, and it was
Call me now.
it was an infant, and the LifeVac had been given by sold by the foundation to a gentleman that gave the LifeVac as a baby shower gift. Happened to have been my nephew that sold it, and he called today to say, "Oh my God, Aunt Debbie, we've saved another child." And I said, "Oh, bless the Lord." So yes, we're very pleased today. Today's a wonderful day, and
that is amazing. That is
I
amazing.
can tell you that those lawmakers listened when we were there.
Yeah, they did. Thank God.
I was probably the strongest I've ever been in my entire life to make sure that they knew the purpose wasn't to override the Heimlich. It was to give another opportunity to help save a life. And they voted 100% at the House of Representatives in the Education Committee. There were 14
Wow.
representatives. And then when it went on to the Senate, I didn't have to testify again. They thought that I would, but I didn't. And every senator voted it.
Okay,
Now
so
Wow.
we
we
Doesn't
just
that
had
make
contacted
this,
sense?
yeah, we just had this huge
100%.
huge moment happen where thank you Arthur for and thank you Donna for putting that I mean this is what it's all about,
It
right?
is.
So life what are we up at 6,200 and add last night
Add one.
I love that. I love that you know that. It's we're at 6543, 3,917 kids. Well, 18 now.
18 now. So, okay, this is important because everybody watching and listening on your favorite podcast app, you learn at how this works. Okay, so how do people get LifeVacs into their hands? How do they give? Sorry, I got my rooster in the background. How do they give money to the foundation, or how does it work so that more people can get LifeVacs where they want to have LifeVacs?
Girls, you want to take the promo code?
Go ahead, Mariah.
So basically, on all of our forms, we have a promo code, so you can type in the promo code, and it will give you 10% on the LifeVac. That's through LifeVac. So if you go to the LifeVac website, you type in our promo code for us to get we get credit for that. It gives us credit for that. It gives a small discount. We also have our website, the Westyn Mandrell Foundation website that you can go to. And when you purchase a LifeVac, on the bottom, there's instructions. And we say in the notes, if you will let us know where you want this LifeVac donated, we will ensure it's donated in your name. And then, we provide the training videos and things like that Arthur provides for them. So there's two different ways. Mercedes, tell them the promo code.
WMF 10.
Say that again.
WMF 10.
Okay.
Really?
You're
adorable. It's you.
Okay, so we got this WMF 10. So lifevac.net.
On that note, I want to bring up, and because I was doing an interview not too long ago. We were talking about LifeVac with one of the guys from Celebrity Softball, Chaz Taylor. He's a professional wrestler. He goes, I have LifeVac. Well, he goes, I have LifeVac or something like it. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Do not accept any other imitation. Right. There are others out there on Amazon and all these different websites. They are not FDA approved. They are not LifeVac. He held it up, and I said, that is the wrong one. I will make sure you get a true LifeVac in your hands. And I said, because that is not a guaranteed tested product. There are a lot of imitations out there. Do not be fooled. Go to lifevac.net.
Right here. LifeVac.
Right.
LIFEVAC.net. Use promo code WMF10. So Westyn Mandrell Foundation. WMF10. 10% off. And you can tell them where you want the LifeVac to go. You can also visit westynmandrellfoundation.org. Same thing. Get the real thing, not the knockoffs, because there is a difference, and we can continue.
Luckily, the FDA came in and cleaned up Amazon, so we got that going for us. And
okay.
They're having a lot of trouble because we used to drive all the traffic, and then people would look for a better deal. They couldn't tell the difference, but luckily the FDA kind of wiped them off Amazon, so that made us all a lot safer. So it's a little harder to get a knockoff. But you know what I was thinking with this moment, that you guys all have to come to 10,000 Lives Saved party, and we got to tell this story. This is the most unbelievable God wink and I can ever imagine, particularly because of the sad and the challenges and what you guys accomplished, and we get a God wink in the middle of it. Like, this is insane. Now, did you guys? How was the party for you guys? Was it okay? Were you all right?
Arthur, did we get the party was wonderful. Did we get an opportunity to tell you the God wink we got at your party?
No, but if I cry, I'm going to get dehydrated. I was
Well, there was
crying during
plenty
the
of tears shed that night.
Yeah,
So
no kidding.
when we walked in,
We lost her, and I don't know what she was talking about.
I want to hear. That's like when Fonzie jumped the shark and they said tune in next week and we all like freaking out.
Yeah. All right. This is a perfect time when we talk about when Mariah comes back on to take a quick break and talk about, you mentioned dehydration. We got to talk about East Texas Legends Coffee because Ben and Amanda Holmes, East Texas Legends Coffee Company reflects their journey from Ben's Marine Corps service and law enforcement career, overcoming post-traumatic stress to finding purpose in ranching. Relocating to an East Texas ranch, they identified a need for a local coffee brand. Now they're opening their first coffee shop in Lindale, Texas, rooted in faith, family, and community. Their mission, inspire purposeful conversations over coffee. So drink coffee, be legendary. Go to etxlegendscoffee.com. That's etxlegendscoffee.com. Use promo code BADGE for 15% off coffee and merch. The merch is awesome. So it's 107 on my thermom right now. So iced coffee.
109 here, and I'm still drinking hot coffee.
Oh boy.
That's because you have your air conditioning blasting on you. So I don't know what the internet folks that are blocking signals are doing out there, because we just lost Mercedes on there. And where's
let me,
Mariah's
Sam,
here.
I just want to give a
Sorry,
big shout out
guys.
too.
That's all right.
All right, so you're back. So
that's what happened. Arthur gets calls. I run a long-term care facility, and they won't leave me alone either.
Okay.
But I was trying to make a point, because when we walked in, on the 5,000th life saved, the day that the life was saved was the anniversary of the day that we lost Westyn. So it was a realization to all of us that not only do we have the right path and the right dream and the right mission, but we were absolutely in the right place.
Absolutely.
And it hit hard. It hit
And
hard,
we'll
Arthur.
be there on a 10-year anniversary, I guarantee.
Yes, sir, we will.
Cowboy hats and all.
But I say East Texas is coming in New York.
yeah,
That is, I got chills because
I couldn't hear it.
You say it through tragedy comes these amazing saves, and it's almost like there's a connection up there.
Yes.
It's like Westyn is guiding us.
Yes, and him saying, "Hey, I got you."
Yep.
I would be remiss.
Just
Exactly.
keep going. That we get these signs and signals that
yes, sir.
Don't let us give up, because he's guiding us, and we just got to listen. And these moments give us such strength to persevere. I mean, I've been getting them from the beginning. I would have never done it without him. The talk with Ben Carson, his wife Candy, they say I'm just a messenger. I'm just a worker, And these stories, the one I didn't hear, that I'm about to smash my head into a wall because I'm like freaking out. I didn't hear it, but I can only imagine from the God winks I've had from the beginning.
Yes.
Well, it was put
and the
in your
stories.
hands to create. Right?
The stories go on and on.
Yeah, well, coming back from what happened to me and trying to save others and help others, and knowing how difficult the uphill battle would be. You can't prove it works. You can't choke someone. So we had to do every form of testing and simulation and force tests, cadaver tests, and durability tests, and everything possible, and then calculate and record thousands of lives saved, and to close the gap that it works.
Yep.
Yeah, John.
Arthur, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Shane Foreman out of Florida, a deputy sheriff who has, huh? Can you hear me?
Are you not able to hear Arthur?
I can
you hear me, Arthur?
Again, I think he must have gotten the phone call that kicked him off. So Arthur, we're talking about Shane
Foreman in Florida.
Good old Shane, Mr. Clean.
You know, here's a guy who
SRO of the year in Florida, and partially due to his work with getting it into schools and first responders. And I think he's got 2 or 3 saves now based on his work. And a small group of determined people. The only thing that has ever changed the world never will. And when we have these God winks that allow us to gain the strength to persevere, we're going to win. And we do, and we will. And, so grateful for Texas for actually being smart enough to put them in every school.
Yeah. Okay. So what actually is the legislation? What does the legislation say? Anybody?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
Yep, can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, for the state of Texas, the legislation that was passed was that every public school in the state of Texas will house a LifeVac in their public school. That came from the bill that was written. Unfortunately, it didn't contain daycares,
Nursing homes,
first
first responders.
facilities. And when I talked to the representative, I told him I want to go back in 2027 and I want to advance that bill. But we wanted so bad to get a bill passed so that they would show that recognition to this piece of equipment that could, save a life. And it was flawlessly passed. And I can't tell you, my son-in-law, when we lost Westyn, the one thing he asked was, Mom, we have to figure out a way to remember Westyn, and so that Westyn is remembered by all. Well, Governor Abbott made that happen when he named HB 549 the Westyn Mandrell Act. And so by doing that, we have succeeded in a lot, but we're no way near stopping. We have to make sure not only do schools have these devices, but they know what to use with them. They know how to use them. We lost one in Lindale, which is not very far from any of us Texas people. And we've asked to come down and talk to them and represent what the machine, the videos, so that they see it and repeat it. Don't just learn once and walk away.
That's right in our backyard. And we're hoping, that was in between. It was during the summer. So
we lost her.
Somewhere.
Did I miss anything, girls?
No, I think really what we're going to focus on, not only that, but just continuing to spread the word, not in just our small community, but anybody who'll listen, we'll talk to.
Yeah.
We want the word spread. Even when we decided to start the foundation and we started looking at devices, there were other companies out there, and LifeVac is the only one that took us in. It's not just customer service.
Arthur,
it's becoming part of it.
Within 10 minutes of my phone call to LifeVac, and I called all the people that I could. I couldn't call over China because I didn't know how to make a Chinese call. But I called LifeVac.
I'm glad you didn't know how to do that.
And within 10 minutes, Krista Tully was on the phone with me. Your people at your receptionist desk had everything under control. I just can't tell you how they welcomed us for all of our questions. And she has stayed with me throughout this entire journey.
Yeah. Well, Arthur, you said
I met Donna that when we were up at the gala, and she was just as well wonderful. They're just great people.
That was a blur.
Yeah, the 3-minute video that is on your website. So if somebody has a
the gala was a blur.
I bet it was. I bet it was.
Yeah.
Oh my
So-
God, I've never had so much emotion in at that time. I mean, up and down and gratitude. I was exploding with gratitude. That so many people cared and came and shared and fought. It was. I never felt such gratitude in a room.
And Arthur, everyone in that room felt that same gratitude right back at you.
Right? It
Right.
was such a powerful feeling.
It was, and it is, and it should be.
And it keeps
Yeah.
us going. We know what's at stake.
That's right.
And that's it. We know what's at stake, and so we have to keep this going. I'm going to put up the foundation website again, Westyn, for everybody listening on their favorite podcast app. It is Westyn Mandrell, Mandrell.
I'm not hearing anyone again. I don't know if you're talking or not.
So Westyn Mandrell Foundation.org, and you can go to LifeVac as well, lifevac.net, promo code WMF10, and let's get more LifeVacs out there. I want to sorry, Debbie, I'm gonna have to mute you since you can't hear us.
Yeah.
Mercedes.
Yes.
John and I want to wrap with you.
Okay.
Because seeing your son, his spirit in action, saving others, knowing that the bill is in his name and how that is going to spread, because we want it to spread beyond Texas. This is a no-brainer. It should be everywhere. How is this impacting you in losing Westyn and coming to the realization that, I don't know, he's not really gone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel in my heart.
Yes, that was our whole goal. I mean, his name will never be forgotten. And I mean, and that's the best. I mean, it's real hard circumstances, but that's the best outcome that could have happened, because really, I mean, no one can imagine what it's like to lose a child, but the fact that his name will never die means so much. It means so much that his name will be spoken for years to come.
Forever. And it's not only his name, it's all the children that now will be here and will grow up because of him and his sacrifice, your pain, that generations and generations will be here. And it's freaking painful and horrible. The honor is that he changed the world and you did it as his mom. And there'll be the countless thousands and thousands that will, every time it keeps going because of you and him and your courage. Not just to save the life, that.
I just,
John,
Save the parents, you
anybody
save the
I
grandparents.
don't want anybody to have to feel what we've went through,
Right.
I really feel like if there had been a LifeVac there, Westyn would still be here. Like, I feel that in my soul, or I would not be doing this. I would not be, doing as much as we have. But I really feel like LifeVac is a wonderful device that we need to get at. We need to get everywhere.
Yeah.
And I have to watch this show so I hear what the Godwink was at the party, because I was freaking out watching it in pantomime. And now I'm freaking
On a happier note, I want to, Arthur, you got the LifeVac car now, the PT Cruiser with the LifeVac, right? And you're going to be traveling across the country very soon on your motorcycle and with the LifeVac car. So I know you're going to be stopping here in Amarillo. We're going to get a contingent of people to meet in Amarillo to support you on your travels. Oh, we lost him. You didn't hear it.
I don't think he can hear you. Let me add him to the stage. So we're gonna meet with you and we're gonna get some people to meet up with you in Amarillo, Arthur, because you'll have the car and you'll have your motorcycle. Is that correct?
That's the plan. If I make it.
You will make it.
I'm getting old. That's a long ride, man. But I'm going to try. You know, it's another effort to raise awareness and save lives. And you know, our country's 250. We've been doing it for 10 years. I think to me, there was kind of a moment to say, I'm going to get in there and see the whole place and do my best as I've always done to keep going.
How do we get one of those LifeVac cars here in Texas? We'll drive it around for you.
You know what? I'm digging it. I look for them all the time, man, because I think it's certainly an eye catcher. Especially, you know, we made that crazy thing, me and Singer.
My God, it's great though. It is so great.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We have to do everything we can, every moment of every day, and you know, if I could think of something that'll work, you know, wear my shirt constantly. You know, the little things, anything I could do, you know, I don't have to tell this group how important it is.
Well, we definitely appreciate each of you coming on, talking about LifeVac, how it came to be, Westyn Mandrell Foundation. Our hearts go out to you all, but you have created something out of a heartbreaking situation that is saving lives, and we just wish you all the best. Again, WestynMandrellFoundation.org, to go there and get a LifeVac for your own home or somebody that you know that could use it. Maybe your neighborhood, I don't know, pool.
Anybody. It's the best gift. It's the best gift you can give that you hope you never have to unwrap.
Exactly. So thank you all for coming on. We will definitely be in touch and keep doing what you're doing because it's awesome.
You guys are all heroes, man.
Thank you.
Love you. I appreciate you, and I got nothing. You're heroes, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Well,
thank you, Arthur.
1,000 lives saved, Mr. Arthur Lih. We'll see you there.
All right. Take care. Good night, you all.
Take care, everybody.
Okay, buddy.
Oh, this was super super special, and so glad we could bring everybody on. You know, again, I'm gonna put up. We got promo codes. We have LifeVac, LIFEVAC.net. Promo code WMF, Westyn Mandrell Foundation, WMF10. Or you could go to Westyn, WESTYN, Mandrell, MANDRELL, foundation.org. It's all in the show notes for tonight. So we thank them both for coming on. We have got just amazing stuff going on. September is right around the corner. We've got the Dallas 9/11 Stair Climb Brotherhood Bash, which is post-climb. At Four Corners Brewery in Dallas. That starts at, well, last year we had climbers show up as early as 10, so around 10:30, and we'll be there till early in the afternoon. Then we've got September 12th. We've got the celebrity softball, and that gates to the public open at 4. The game is at 6:30, so that is a memorial game honoring 9/11, and there's a lot of celebrities that will be there, veterans, first responders. Come on out, meet the team, me and John, the other John, Jeff, Deb, and say hey. That's going to be amazing. So that's September 12th. September 21st, our friends at Sierra Delta Service Dogs in Ridgefield, Connecticut, they're having a golf fundraiser. So that starts at 10 a.m. So sierradelta.com. Get in touch with BJ for tickets there. September 25th and 26th, we are taking over Texas, taking over Allen to be exact. Now, this is a group that started on X. A friend started this group, and it exploded. 100%. all about living your life at 100%, how to expand your wellness. If you're already doing great things, come meet these minds, these amazing minds, elevate your game. If you want to learn, if you're just starting out, this is an amazing how-to to get yourself on track. So first responders, we got demanding jobs out there. Let's all get together at Texas Takeover in Allen. Go to texastakeover100.com. Come on out. Everybody does, energy drinks, yada, yada, yada. We're not saying don't do energy drinks, but there are other things that you can do with your energy drink. I said with, not in place of, with. And stuff if you're already in the gym, because if you're healthy bodily, you're healthy in your mind, you do the job even better. So that's the 25th and 26th. You do need tickets, texastakeover100.com. And then our friends Joe and Liz Bartholomew, they are, I gotta find here it is. They are doing a responders retreat in Three Lakes, Wisconsin, September 28th through October 2nd. And that's firstrespondersretreat.org. They are already well over 30 participants. If you're a first responder, you want to come together and just be in the outdoors. You're in a cabin, you're not in a tent. Be with other first responders. One of the best forms is peer support. One of the best forms is therapy. So get out there. It's beautiful. Firstrespondersretreat.org. To all of our guests tonight, Arthur from LifeVac, the Westyn Mandrell Foundation. God, our hearts break for what you went through, but God bless all of you. We know that Westyn is up there, he's smiling down on us. We are so honored to have you on to say, get a LifeVac, folks. Can save a life, as you heard in the middle of this show. And so for all of our first responders out there, you get a LifeVac too. Get it, carry it in your car. We thank you for what you do, keeping our communities safe. We pray for your safe return after shift each day or night. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay in the fight. For all of our veterans out there, thank you for what you did to let John and I do a show like this every single week. And to our active duty personnel spread out across the globe, thank you for keeping our shores safe here at home. John, take us home.
Once again, this was an uplifting show. It was about saving lives and not taking lives. We were losing too many to mental health, suicide. We have to be more diligent, more destigmatized, and get the resources and the help that we need. Take this show as an uplift and run with it. Smile, heal, and get involved in your community projects. Until next week, peace.
Amen. Take care, everybody. Good night.
A Badge of Honor podcast is produced for the OBBM Network podcast and protected under copyright law. For content permissions, please submit your request to abadgeofhonor.com on the content page. For OBBM Network programming information, please call 214-714-0495 today.